Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and the first bit of Christmas. So because my printer isn't working, well, at least on my phone, I'm going to kind of rearrange schedule. And you may notice that I didn't film yesterday, or not yesterday, Wednesday or Tuesday. So I'm going to be pretty much doing stuff based on the Christmas content from these TV shows that I do. So if they only have one, then I'll only do one video. So this week is, So this week the third and fourth. I'm filming two videos today. Is on Little House on the Prairie. So I'll be filming on their two Christmas episodes, and then next week, I'm gonna kind of combine Road to Avonlea and Heartland because I didn't do Christmas content last week for Heartland, so I'll be combining those two. So those videos will come out 7th and the 8th. And then Walton Week they actually have, I think they have 4, so all that week, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, actually it might actually be Thursday, we'll see. I will do videos. And then week after that is How to Enjoy Week, and because we only have 2, and because that week is Christmas, you will only be getting 2 videos, and that will be on the 21st and 22nd. And this also kind of works because school, being pretty close to final exams, well, not final exams, but diplomas, so then this kind of also works for me. But Grace told me to try and get at least 4 videos, so I'm going to do all 4 of those tomorrow. Call me crazy. Alright, so let's get started. So today's episode is going to be on Christmas at Plum Creek. At Plum Creek, I think it's at Plum Creek. This is Little House on the Prairie's first Christmas episode, and this takes place in season 1, which is actually surprising because from what I've discovered from especially the TV shows that I cover on this channel, that a lot of TV shows will wait until a later season to do a Christmas episode, or they won't do one at all and they'll just do some Christmas movie. Like from what I've seen from Little House on the Prairie, they do 2 in their first season and then their 8th season. The Waltons actually wait until the 5th season, then they do one up until they went for 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then Heartland and Road to Avonlea don't do them, but they have a separate Christmas movie. And How to Train Your Dragon, they have 2 shorts, but they should technically only have 1. But this is the earliest I've seen a Christmas episode as far as this is the earliest I've seen a Christmas episode. And this is actually a pretty good one. It kind of shows that the meaning of giving, because if you haven't seen it, I'll give a 30-second thing. This is their Ingle's first Christmas shortly after moving to Walnut Grove. And because they're poor on the one farm, they can't really afford much. So they try to get what someone wants. They try to get gifts to their family in their own way. Mary finds that her dad's Charles Sunday shirt is torn, so he can no longer wear that. So she decides to put her sewing skills to the test and make him a shirt. Unfortunately, her trail at the mercantile, when you have Mrs. Olsen running the mercantile, it's a little bit, prices at Christmas go whoop. So she goes to talk to a woman in the community, Mrs. Whipple, who agrees to buy the material and help Mary sew Pa's shirt in exchange for Mary helping her out with her other projects, which other women, so like other people's skirts or whatever that he has to work with, and Mary tells her parents, they're like, well, what about your chores? And she lets Laura says she can handle doing them. And then we come to Carolyn, who realizes the same thing, has the same idea, but she actually buys the material and makes the shirt herself. Now I'll get to how this kind of works out at the end. I'll do that at the end for all of them. Charles. Okay, well, actually, let's start with Laura. So Laura decides to make something for her pa, so she makes him a scarf out of, I don't what she makes out of knitting, and she uses some of her mom's scraps, and her mom helps her dye with like cabbage or something. And then for her mom, so what she gets for her mom is, I'm gonna read this at the end because it's such an amazing thing that she got that I don't want to explain it now. So, and then we come to Charles, and he built something for Laura, and he built something for Laura and Mary, and it's actually kind of nice. Then they have everything all worked out. Then they come to Christmas Day, and this is the best part, especially about what Carrie did. So Carrie finds a penny in her box and buys a star that is on the tree, and that remains there for the Christmas they never forgot. But when they open their gifts, Mary from her parents gets this, I guess, shawl made of rabbit's fur that her pa, obviously when he was hunting and got rabbits, he saved the pelts. And that's all we know that she gets. But in those days, I'm pretty sure one gift was, unless you were rich, one gift was pretty much what you got. Unless you're married, then you probably got one from your spouse and one for your children. And Charles gets his shirt, and when he opens it, Ma sees the material that Mary bought, so she's like, oh, because they bought the same material, so she hides hers. Laura has, by this point, if you've seen the last movie, you know that she has a horse named Bunny. And she rides her bareback, so Pa makes her a saddle. But we'll get to that later. Actually, we'll get to that right now because this is where we're at. So he builds Bunny a saddle. And when this comes, Laura is actually very upset, not because she's happy to get a saddle, but because she won't be using it. And this is where we come to what Carolyn gets. So Charles fixes wheels for Nels, and when Christmas Eve comes, he goes, well, not Christmas Eve, when he's finished them, he goes into the mercantile and tries to buy a stove there, but unfortunately he can't because it's already been sold, so he just takes a picture of the catalog and says they'll put it on the tree. But then during a delivery comes to them, and it's a stove. It is the stove. And Charles thinks that Nels has reconsidered and is letting him buy the stove. So then Carolyn opens it for Christmas, and Charles is like, oh, I wonder who gave that to you, jokingly knowing that it's him, but then she reads it, and it says that it's from Laura. Which is a shock, because where is someone like Laura gonna get like however much it was for the stove? Like, it was like 20 something, which is pretty cheap for a stove. And then we find out that Laura sold Bunny to Nellie, technically Mr. Olson, for the stove. And this is the saddest part I've ever shown, but it just shows that Laura was willing to give up her most prized possessions, that her mom did not have to use the oven that Charles made in the fireplace. And that stove lasts them probably till they move out, and I love that so much. This is the joy of giving, and that is very, very well portrayed in this episode. The writer of this episode did such an amazing job. And this is one of my favorite House and Prairie episodes, even though it wasn't on my list. But as for Christmas episodes and movies, this is easily in the top. So I'm going to put up this video. Be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to tune for tomorrow's video on Christmas I Never Forgot. Alright, see you.